Alright, it is completed. Return spring's done. This disconnects right here. Originally I was going to put this in here, and I decided that was way too bulky to be back there. It didn't need to be that strong anyway. So I'm going to cut these nuts back off of it and just use a pin through it. Just don't pull this pin while this thing's down. Ha! I'll have to remember that. It's a little stiff right there yet, but like I said, I'm going to get rid of these nuts on here. 3 different points in it. I'm not sure exactly how much weight I'm going to need on it. One other thing is this little piece right here, piece of angle that was added to this, goes down against it as you tighten that down to hold it from moving itself forward while it's trying to saw. And I've got a trigger switch. When there's nothing in it, and it's, you know, stored or whatever, and the portaband's being used as a portaband, this spring will be completely disconnected. Otherwise it'll just keep popping up. To put the saw back in it, found out just putting a little block of wood in here. I want to put a small piece of plastic or metal in here behind this to hold it forward. It's got a little bit too much play in it right now. Temporarily, I just had a block of wood sticking in there. Two thumb screws tightened down, or hand screws. This one has that angle that pushes back on the handle right here, keep it from moving forward when there's pressure from the cut. In order to hook the spring up, you have to have it at the right position to give it a little bit of slack. Trying to stay out of the way of the camera, just drop the pin in the hole. There's my little wood block. Like I said, I'll put something permanent in that to keep it from moving. And to use it as a, use it vertically as a saw. Oh, gotta flip that over. Got that piece backwards. I thought that pin was awful easy to put in. Now it's the right way. You can use it like that, or I can take this bolt right here out, pivot the whole thing around. Got a nut welded on underneath there, and put it forward like that so I can saw from here. If I got something longer I want to saw, I have to pull this pin out. Let that drop over. Gets that out of the way, and I can cut a longer piece. I think I'm going to make a little bit larger table for it, that I can take these 2 screws out and screw something. It's got, you know, maybe 6 inches wide or so. Got the clamp on it. Two bolts back here. Take these loose. I have to back them out a little ways right now. I haven't trimmed the length of them off. They stick down too far and they catch on this brace. But then I can move it where I want to for whatever angle I want to make the cut. What I want to do is set up a scribe line on this. Get it set at exactly 90 degrees and then scribe a good solid mark, and then, you know, 45, 30, 15, something like that, and just scribe a good heavy line across it so I can set it up real easy. But that's how it all works. And see if I can get a good angle on this right here. The reason for this having a curve in it is... Alright, I'm back. I had to add a little piece to this clamp support. Was a little bit too short. It would have just rotated around the end when you tried to clamp it in for a 45. As I was saying, this slot is curved for the main clamp. The reason it's curved is because as it came back, it would have ran into the upper roller on the saw. So that allows it to clear that. The only thing it won't do is clamp a real short piece at a 45. But, I mean, if you have a short piece, goes into there, put something in behind it to hold it, it'll clamp pieces as short as, you know, 4 or 5 inches. Anything shorter than that, I guess I'll have to do by hand. So there it is, set up, ready to go. Still got to do some scribe lines on it. Everything's pretty well finish welded. Need to cut the nuts off the back side of that, and maybe put a paint job on it. For the switch on the trigger, I just put a piece of flat stock at the right angle for the trigger. Bent this little piece of sheet metal, got a pivot point right there. Bent an ear down to catch right here. And then all I got to do to release it is just push on it and push it that way, and the trigger will push it back up once it clears the catch. Welded 2 little scraps of metal right here for stops, so it's not flopping all over the place whenever it's not being used.